energy. In today's video, I'm not going to shoot the dice at all. I am going to call this video Truth's Rant, because there is something that I want to talk about. Is it just me, or is it just crazy that you go to gamble and the casinos have the tables at $50 and $100? Now, I think it's absolutely crazy because we are in a pandemic. A lot of people don't have jobs. A lot of people don't have incomes. But a lot of people do have gambling problems. And before the pandemic, even though, a lot of the gamblers, had financial issues, they could still gamble at a reasonable price. I'm talking about $5, $10, $15, $25. You're lucky if you could go into a casino and find a table for $25 or cheaper. I know a friend of mine was telling me that the tables up in West Virginia and Atlantic City were $10, $15. But again, we're in a pandemic, so I'm not traveling. I don't want to take the risk of catching COVID or subjecting myself to an unsafe environment just to play a $10 table. So what do I do? So right now, I haven't been gambling at all because it's just too expensive. And to be honest, before the pandemic, occasionally there would be one $50 table, maybe four $25 tables, and a couple of $15 tables where I'm used to gambling. But now you walk in and that's all you see. They're $50 and $100. And I'm not a high roller. I can't afford to play on a $50 and $100 table. So that kind of leaves me to not being able to play at all. And I think it's bad that the casinos are trying to force everybody to play at those prices. Now, if you can afford to play at those prices, then fine. But the average player doesn't want to play at those prices, or at least they want to have a choice, because you may go in to a quarter table and if the table is hot and players are shooting well, then it's very easy to get your bets up to that. But you don't want to go in on the table starting there. Because that's quite expensive. You got $220 inside. I can play with $220 for a couple of hours, so I'm not trying to give that away in one hand. And I just think that it's really, really, really crazy that the casinos are forcing us to play at those prices. So what's the alternative? The alternative is not playing. It's a Saturday night. I think, you may be able to find some tables for a quarter. But my guess is that there may be only one or two. It's going to be very crowded. It's going to be very hard to get to. The wait is going to be long. I don't know. And what do you stand losing? Right now, typically the casinos will encourage you to play with your cards. So at least on a normal day, you're racking up points. But in order to be eligible for those things, you have to play. You have to get the points. And a lot of the restaurants and the shops inside of the casinos where you could spend your points, they're closed. So are you really gaining anything? To me, it seems like it's the casino that's really making out right now. And I just think it's really unfair to the player. And so I don't know. So I just wanted to know if I was the only one feeling that way, or Or, or is there anybody else, that's thinking that this is ludicrous? So, the last couple of weeks, I haven't been playing at all. I've been just chilling at home. And I do have my own craps box that I can, pull out and throw the dice around for a little bit if I really wanted to. And I understand that not everybody does, but you also have street craps and crap houses. And if you want to play, I'm sure there's a way to play. And not at the casino prices that they're trying to force people to play. I think it's unfair to the player that they're forcing you to travel in a pandemic to play at a cheaper price. And you should be able to play where you are. Like if you are a $15 player, like they should have tables for every level of play. For beginners who, $50. For intermediate who's, averages, a few $100s or whatever. And then for the high rollers too. But to force everybody to be at the high roller price, like that's just crazy. I mean, really, come on. Like, that is just so messed up. Like, I don't get it. But, and I'm not saying that I haven't played a $50 table, because I have. But I'm also not winning. And so I think that's also a determining factor in my wanting to continue to play at those prices. Like, you just can't afford to go in there and lose that kind of money every single time. So I don't think I'm the only one that's feeling it. I think there's some of you guys out there that's feeling it too. And it's not fair to us. And if you get your casino survey, your email, I advise you to write to the casinos and let them know that there needs to be some tables that you can afford, because you are loyal. Just like I'm loyal. And I'm a player, and you're a player, and I know you want to play, and you should be able to play, and you should not be forced to play at those prices. All right, well, that's it for my rant. I appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in to the channel. Make sure you like and subscribe. Comment down below if you can feel my pain, because I know you do. And I don't know when I'll see you at the table, but I will see you at the table.